We don't need no damn microphone.
That's right.
Now, I thought I'd give you some truth about how Rodger has managed our life. It won't take long. First of all, he never asked me to marry him. Never once said anything about marriage. He asked me one February night, it was Washington's birthday weekend, they called it then, in February of '52. He asked me if I'd like to go live in Trona when I finished college. Now, I've never been to Trona, but I also had to interpret what that really meant. So I decided it meant that we would be married. And he never backed down.
There you go, Dad. Yay.
I got it.
Dad.
As we were leaving our enormous wedding reception, the wedding just got out of hand because our two mothers wanted to, it was kind of one-upmanship. They wanted to prove to each other who knew the most people in Southern California. We reordered invitations at least twice. So here we are, walking across this ivy-covered bridge there at the Huntington Hotel. People were standing there throwing rice. We got to the portico where Rodger's nice little Oldsmobile coupe was waiting for us. And he said, well, we're married now. You can start opening your own doors. And he walked around. And I stood there for a moment or two and I thought, well, I do want to go on this honeymoon, so I better open the door. And the last picture in our wedding book, when you know what happened just before that, the facial expressions say a lot. We're now, fast forward to our retirement. Most all of you who've spent any time with us, and that's most all of you, you know that Rodger loves to give me a hard time. And so one night we were lying there in our little bedroom in Morehead City, and I said, Rodger, I know you love me, but I want to know 3 things that you like about me. It's quiet for a moment or two, maybe more than just a few moments. And he said, well, you're smart, you have a good sense of humor, and you have a big heart. I can live with that. The most recent time that he, kind of stuck it to me was, he is a compulsive channel scanner, and I imagine that most of the men in this room are. And he was going at it with the remote control, and I decided to try a different approach. My sweetest voice. I said, Rodger, you are going to drive me crazy with this. And he looked at me and he said, how would I know? It takes a hell of a lot of living and oh, so much humor. Yeah.
Turn this off. Well, I want to first say that I'm sure glad to see all the family and friends that are here. It's see this much in one room at one time. It's overwhelming to see it. But I want to clarify one thing. You may have seen in the mail, and there's a big picture out there of us dancing somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And it reminded me of just what part of the brain we use to really be compatible. And I heard there's a left and a right. The left is the logical part, you go from A to B to C, and the right brain is the creative one that imagines all kinds of things. My grandsons taught me through use of the computer that these computer games, you can't go from A to B to C. You have to see things coming out at all different angles, coming into which ones to shoot down and all that kind of thing. So I realized there's a left and a right brain, and the picture that you received in the invitation, I think demonstrates it. You can tell which one is paying attention to the dance step, I think. But anyway, these two sides have worked for 50 years, and I hope they'll work for another 50 years.